Okay, let's use a little bit of common sense real quick. We basically know, most of us are knowledgeable enough to know that the word is out that the occult, that the satanic organizations, the Illuminati, they need to bring about a sacrifice ritualistically to bring about this spiritual being or these fallen spirit beings. And we know that all this relates into that geometry symbolism that they're using. They're equationally trying to alter this terrestrial physics. So if we know now that they're trying to create some sort of sacrifice to bring this fallen prince, this spirit being, into our world, into the physical domain, then you should be able to time that up easily, that I'm telling you that this sacrifice happens at the beginning of the tribulation period, that it's the kickoff for the New World Order. So the sacrifice, of course, will take place because it's the ritual that's used, the blood sacrifice, to bring him about. So if you can understand that, you can understand what I've told you thus far, and you'll understand how the scripture reads, that the sacrifice happens to kick off the tribulation, to bring this fallen prince about in a material form, and then he rules after the sacrifice for 7 years. In other words, the first 3.5 years is actually going to be good because he comes after the sacrifice, which is this false flag, and then he's going to make it look like he's coming to save the world from the condition that we are in, which is really the condition they put us in to bring him about, so that we would welcome him, so that we would want him. And that's what the locust job is to do, is to entice us with this information about him and what he can do, so that eventually the world will welcome him with open arms, and then they'll defeat the free will equation in full, because we ourselves are holding that equation up. So it should be simple. You see that sacrifice happens in the beginning of the tribulation, which brings him about, which then we enter into the tribulation for 7 years. Then Jesus Christ returns after the tribulation. So just by that common sense thinking alone, the birds that are gathered together at the sacrifice are gathered together at the beginning of tribulation, not at the end. So here's where we want to understand the symbolism for this carcass and what the sacrifice is about. And I told you it's to limit your free will of choice, your ability to choose, your ability to make a conscious decision. It's to create fear. It's to create doubt. And they're already doing it now by trying to dismantle the understanding of what the true purpose of religion has been on this world. They have already infiltrated the Bible a long time ago and have injected their doctrine into it, of which now people can't understand that. They have a veil over their eyes when they read the Old Testament. They can't see the gospel of Jesus as it's speaking out against these things. They're going to use this doctrine that people now are defending to hold up and to say, yes, we are these beings that God has sent to judge this world. And don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. So this is the understanding of what the carcass is, friends. This is, Samson is symbolism for these Anunnaki, these demigods. Okay? We know that. Now we understand what they've got to do. They've got to limit the believer's ability to choose. They've got to distort the free will equation. In other words, symbolically, they've got to kill the lion. And we see that's exactly what the carcass is. And after a time, he returned to take her, and he turned aside to see the carcass of the lion, symbolically that which he's destroyed. And beheld, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. That's telling you that after the sacrifice, after this carcass, that then the New World Order comes. Then the Golden Age. Then this hive mind order, the New World Order, comes after the killing of the carcass, and which is going to relate back exactly with what we just saw in the book of Matthew, which is describing these eagles gathered together after the carcass has been killed, which is also going to represent not just Ephraim, but these Anunnaki eagles, these gods that are both represented as birds and bulls, as we shall soon see. So that is incredible. That's incredible that we see what the symbolism for the carcass is. It is to stamp out the belief, not only the belief, but the believers in Jesus Christ. And it's that symbolism for the lion. Incredible. There's our symbolism for the carcass. And we will move just a few more videos further into this understanding when I come back.